Hello, hello, and welcome to the next part of the Satisfactory run. I am kind of recording it back to back to finishing the other one, so I know exactly where I left off. First, definitely not all that. I made a bit of a plan. I still need to refine the plan, but it would be for the rotors and reinforced drives farm. I might be able to take from here to make it better. The issue is screws are never divisible by 5, they're divisible by 4 unless we make 20. And quite honestly, I don't feel like making 2 screw farms just to get rotors, so I'll probably see about figuring that out at a later time. What I want to do now, mostly, is I do want to get a lot more tickets. Because there's a few things I still want, mostly referring to walls, roofs, I guess maybe these industrial walkways. What's the difference between these other than the design? I'll figure that out later. I also want to get these foundations because these are neat. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I mostly need the foundations and external things. Patterns aren't necessary just yet because the idea of this isn't to make it look too unique just yet. Let me think of what I can do real quick that can help me better plan for the future. I guess the first thing I'll do is I'll put this in the I'll put some of these in the tickets thing, since I have an absolute ton of all of them. No screws, but plates. Because I don't want to take the top row. And the idea is that I should hopefully get enough tickets to get a pattern and a paint design, which I can hopefully use to figure things out. Such as how wide I want the roads to be and things like that. And yeah, that's a lot of cables. How much do cables provide? Should be more than like ore and stuff like that, right? I'll put like 2 stacks of those in there, 2 stacks of these in there. I don't need those. The first place I'm going to start is with completing some tiers. Because there's more to what I need to do than fixing the design of those machines. And those things include coal power, vehicular transport, basic steel production, which can allow for much better things later, and enhanced security, which can also allow for better things later. Of course, these all take an absolute ton of reinforced plating and rotors. Which leads me to think maybe I should make the temporary farm for the, Yeah, I definitely should. Okay. Well, I know where I'm gonna start this video today. Alright, first we're gonna take these out. Because I really don't need all this right now. Oh, cool. Oh wow, that's a lot of iron rods. Whatever the case, we're gonna take this. And I guess since it's temporary, I'll find a spot to place it up there and then just go with it. I guess I'll go with like that. Take that and push that in there. And that should be giving me... Oh. Well, now I'm moving bars instead of, Or that's fine for now, I guess. No, that's not. And there's a reason I say that's not fine. There we go. And now when I go up, I can place the splitter in the furnaces. And I'm probably going to show this entire farm because it's more so going to be a rushed process than anything. Kind of, I guess. It's hard to explain. Oh, cool. It actually just lowers the textures of things when they're not needed. Over here. It goes out that way, which is fine. I'll just curve it this way because I don't feel like building more platform. The first thing I need to do... I guess I'll put some of these rods in my sink just to expand it a little faster. And to get my inventory cleared. No, okay, it's just the last thing. And 360 points per minute, not bad. Until I head over here. Okay. So first I need a splitter. It'll go into here and split in those directions. This will go there. And this will go here. Except before I actually get into that. First, I need that into there. 2 furnaces. Okay, there we go. This will go into there. That will go into there. That will go into there and there. Now, let me get my phone because I noted everything down. Okay. So now we have 30 bars in each one. This one goes into plates. Straight into plates. Nothing else needed. Iron plates. And then I guess this could go here, and then that could go there. And then this splits into we'll put this here and that there. Okay. This should split into rods. So that goes into there. This goes into there. This goes into there. And I guess instead of that, I could move this over here and connect both of those, where I'll also take this. Oh. Guess I'll put this one right here, and that'll connect that. So that'll be rods, and that'll be rods. So that's now taking 30 of those per minute. And then I need to split each of these. Except it's kind of weird how I'm gonna do this. Take one there, and one there. This will go into here. And then guess I need that to go forward a bit more. There we go. Okay. That'll go into here. That'll go into here. I want to say these will go into each other. Possibly. At the same time, I don't think that's a great idea. I think maybe instead of putting each into a splitter, I should merge them. So instead, I'll turn it that way. Splitter will go there. Okay. So I'll go here. And then I guess maybe I'll get a merger that'll push that way. So this goes into here. This goes into here. And then one side from each of these goes into the merger. So now we have 10 here. That's fine. 10 here. And 10 here. Okay. So now, I guess I'll break this one because this is the only one that actually doesn't need to go that way. This was the plates, yeah? So this will go forward more. And here is where I need an assembler. I'm gonna need more of those plates, but that's fine. Let me see if I can't get more of them. I think I'll need 16 of them, because I'll need 2 assemblers. I'm also gonna need screws. So before I get the 16 assemblers, or 16 plates for the assemblers, maybe I get 20 plates, because I still need 2 more constructors, which I completely forgot about. That's fine. Okay, now I'll head over here again, and the first thing I need to do is take... Also, this is supposed to split all 3 directions, isn't it? Yeah, because in order for 5 to go there, 5 there, 5 there, it needs to split into all 3 directions, which means I'll need a merger for this too. And I guess I'll head straight this way. Alright. So this will go into here. This will go into here. And that means we have 10 going there. I didn't exactly think this through with this one. So let's take this, put this over here. Maybe it'll go in here. And then we'll have this go into this merger. Then I'll take another merger. Have it go this way for now. Put this into there, this into there. And then I can have this go out this way. No problem. And then I could also have that go out that way if I need to. So now, maybe I should push both that way. We get a constructor, which will hold... Wait, that's wrong. Constructor here, which will hold screws. And a constructor here, which will also hold screws. Then we take our assembler, one about here, And then... I mean... Now, I'll just do it like this. One here. So now we have the 10 rods, 10 rods. Those go into there to get screws. Those go into here. And this would be rotors. And then I'll get a organization thing. Like I said, there's a reason I'm kind of rushing this and not making it look nice. It's kind of complicated to make these. Especially if I want them to look nice. And I guess maybe I should focus on powering these because I need rotors to make the next one. And then I'll just put one right next to it, which will go there. I need I need rotors for another assembler? I do. Okay. And then perhaps I take... Uh-oh. That's full because it's connected down there. Perhaps I take from there somewhere. Okay. So now... Alright, and I have to configure these to iron. Now this pushes into here, where the iron will split here to make rods in both of those, and make plates in here, which I still need to make the assembler for. We're gonna ignore that for now. The rods then come out of there and go into here, where they will split into 3 different directions. One that way, one that way, and one that way. And when they go in here, they'll go over here. And this one will also go into here. So that's 10 over there from those 2. This is 10 over here from this one, because it's 15, 15. This goes into here, makes screws. And I never connected that. There we go. And once the screws come out, they go into here. And then once I start seeing rods and screws enter this, it'll start making rotors. It might be a good idea for me to chuck these in here and just get it started. I mean, it's gonna have extra. It's gonna fill up over time anyway. But that's all part of the process that I'm okay with. And once we start getting rotors, we start seeing them enter here. Once I get 4 of them, I can make the next farm, which is reinforced plating. And hopefully that should be enough for me to not have to worry about manually crafting too many of them, because they'll slowly build up. Now this is 40 screws per minute, and then 10 rods per minute, which is 2 times what I need here. Uh-oh. So I really could, like, separate it. Okay, leaves are gone. Wood probably isn't going through, is it? Oh? It's working. Did it overstress? Hang on. Ah, it's slightly more. Okay. Here's what we'll do. Let's take a ladder back here. Yeah, where this would go. And it shouldn't be too much of an issue with them colliding, I don't think. I mean, I don't really care if there's an appearance issue. Okay, biomass burner. Ah, so it does matter. Okay. We'll have to make this go higher. Just gonna look at all these and hit control. Being careful not to touch my biofuel burners. Okay, then I'll build up another few sets of walls. And then I can take these. And that solves that problem. That will go there. That'll go straight up, so maybe I put the ladder next to it here. And then I just have to fill all these in. And I'm gonna keep all this in the video because I'm too lazy to cut it out. Also, it's entertaining enough to me. Take this, throw this here. Then gonna take well, first it's the wrong direction. Nice. That works. Throw you next to this one. Okay. Forgot that I wanted to use the platforms for a reason. Okay, this now goes here. This now goes here. And then there we go. That's fine. There we go, and then so now I just need to connect all these up. Ah, yes. One other thing. because these are useless if they don't have power to them. And now that all these have that, it should double my output to 360. And then all I have to do is head back over here and wait for more rotors. Oh, no I don't. I got both of them. So now I can take this, line it up with this, flip it. I guess I can't line it up any better with that. I definitely could have. And now I want to. So we're gonna head over here. That's gonna line up with that. And that. Nice. And I'm gonna get a bit more plating. And once I get that plating, I'm gonna head back over here, make more belts. You'll go to there, and then you will head over to here. It's too long. Of course it is. There, you'll head over to here. And you will give power to that. So now, the plates will head down here. And once the plates make it into here... Oh, I never selected a recipe. Which I'll just throw 145 in there for that. And that'll fill up on its own, because it'll have an extra few screws anyway. I think 4 extra screws every minute. And now we have those. All I have to do is select this, line these up, and put that into there. So now I get reinforced plating infinitely, and I just have to wait for it if I need it. And now I can head over here real quick and check. I'm getting 240 tickets per minute, which means these are even worse. But that's still 2 tickets, which can get me these, I guess. What walls can 2 tickets get me? Doors. I think I want doors now. Nice.
Walls are one of humanity's greatest inventions. They definitely stand above floors.
One of the better lines of the game. But now that I have this solved, I guess the next step is... Right, couldn't I just split this up and get more of these? Should I do that? I'm pretty sure I could only get 1 set of rotors. Yeah, let me try that real quick. Okay. You will go... there. Okay. Take this, and take this. Where I'll get a container a little bit farther down with a merger. And yeah, let the game run, if you're wondering. There we go. And then this will also be not rotors. Wait. Oh, this would be reinforced plating. Okay, so that doesn't go into there. In other words, this would work out going right there. But this would need 2 containers and a merger. Because I should be getting multiple reinforced plating out of this. I could potentially get 3, but I don't think I want to right now. At the same time, I kind of do. How expensive would it be? I need more reinforced plating. So, for now, I'll go with 2. And then once I get more reinforced plating, I'll go with 3. But this would mean this would go into here if I could get it. So that'll push this forward even further. Merger. And then I get this going into there. This one into there, this one into there. And then I need another, not another, but I need a splitter back here. Which will, guess I'll put it right there. I'll take in from, oh wait, each one needs a splitter, that's right. Yeah, and what if I did this? So you would go into here, and then you would go into there. So then one of you split, wait, nope, that's wrong. Hang on. One of you split into here. You split into here. You would split into here. You into here. Maybe I swap that. You into here. And you into here. And then after that, oh right, and first let me also set these 2 reinforced plating. And then this has 2 outputs out of 4. We'll set that there, and that'll go there, there, and 1 more, of course. And they should start to gain. I think it would end up balancing out afterwards, so I probably should fill them up a little bit. But right now, since there's only 2, I still have a slight gain. I don't know, I have more screws in here. I think I'll do it. Just because I don't want it going idle anytime soon. The rotors, I couldn't figure out how to get more than 1, but these, I think with these, I'll try and get more than 1. There we go, that's got 80 in it now. That's got 80 in it now. The plating's already expanding more than it needs to. Then I have 4 of these, that's cool. And I guess I'll head over to the sink and see what else I can put in here. since, you know, I have a full thing of iron bars and I don't need those. That's already all the reinforced plating. No, it's not. I need 2 more. Oh, look at that. That's already all the reinforced plating I need. There we go. And now this will carry on this way, and this will carry on this way. Let me consider not doing that. Nope. I've considered not doing that, and I'm doing it anyway. Let's get 70 in there, that's fine. And I'll just put like 15 of those in there. Oh, right, and it does need power. And of course, I put it into the 3rd and final spot of the merger. And this should get me an absolute ton of these. I'm getting 3 per minute, which is 1 every 20 or so seconds. And that's not bad. This one, on the other hand, the rotors, it's not as good. Actually, I'll just put the rest of those in there. I'd be getting 4 per minute. Oh, that's 1 every 15 seconds. Maybe the rotors are more expensive because they cost, or because they're faster to make. But that means that's... Oh. Oh, okay, never mind, I see. I definitely did the math wrong here. Because while this is only taking in 5 per minute and being inputted 10 per minute, the screws is definitely taking more than 40 per minute like it's getting. So, yeah, I'll have to adjust to that later. I didn't realize it was like a 1-for-1 type of thing. While these are taking 30 per minute. Okay. They don't take a minute to craft each one, if that makes sense. I definitely did that math wrong. Okay, let's take this one out then. I think we'll stick to 2 for now. Because that should still be getting what? Oh wait, that's still taking more than what I'm making per minute. I definitely didn't think about that. Okay, I'm gonna have to redo the math for that, but for now we have a basic system. Yeah, I was looking at the wrong numbers. Basic system, more power. It works, I guess. Since this is taking 30 per minute though, I actually don't even need the other one of these. Meaning splitting it was kind of pointless. I'll keep those there though, just because I can. That's fine. Yeah, I'll keep this, but this is taking 30 per minute, 60 per minute, so it's getting less than it's taking every minute, and yeah. I guess then I'll just wait it out, and while I'm waiting it out, do the math, and also see if I can't earn more tickets in the wait, of course. Because the biggest thing I'm waiting on before I actually get into making factories is A, getting a little better at making them in the first place, and B, different wall variants, windows, things of that sort. And structural support, of course, which means I need steel production. Plus, of course, I still need tickets after the steel production, so that's going to get kind of annoying. I think right now we just wait everything out. With iron bars, it looks like it's giving me 240 points per minute, which isn't optimal. I think maybe I'll chuck some of these at the end, find out if they're faster, and then I'll just put the bars as like the bars and sheets as like a last resort type of deal. I think sheets are better than bars. Let's see if that changes it. Oh, I think the way it does it is no matter what it's inputting, it's not actually changing what it makes per minute until after. I'm not sure. But I'll figure some things out and I'll be back, of course. Okay, so I did the math and sorted it out. It turns out in order to get the exact amount that I want, as in getting the machines to go to 100%, that is 5 reinforced plating, 4 rotors every minute. The total iron cost for that is 105 iron ore per minute. And in order to do that, I'm either going to need a pure vein, another vein brought over here, combine those 2 veins, which would then lose out on plates, rods, and screws production, or I can rush steel and get MK3 logistics. Problem is, I can't get MK3 logistics without the steel basics, and the steel basics is all the way down here. And I wanted to do this in order, which means I have to start with coal power, vehicular transportation, basic steel production, enhanced security, fix-it blueprints, and then I can get MK3 logistics. So, the only thing I could imagine we do is we get started. Problem is, as you can imagine, the bottleneck on these is going to cause that to be excruciatingly slow to get, so it's about to be a lot of AFK. Perhaps I put the rods away. I think I know what to do. Yeah, I'm going to put the rods away. And then, because I collected some of the dismantle stuff earlier. Okay, put the rods away. Of course, let me get... Actually, no, before I get wires, I'm going to figure things out. I'm going to calculate the amount I need for all of those milestones before stone, not stone, steel, because I can't do anything with steel yet, therefore I probably shouldn't try to get steel to rush it anyway. Since I'll need steel to get those, there's no point in that. So, let me figure out exactly what I'll need, put it onto a to-do list, and I'll be right back once I figure that out. Okay, so I've gotten a list of everything I need, and this is only for the tier 3 upgrades, because as soon as you hit tier 4, you need steel, which I need tier 3 upgrades to do. I need 250 reinforced plates, 300 motors, 700 cables, 75 modular frames, 400 iron plates, 2,500 wires, 500 concrete, and 600 iron rods. Now, the only things I could imagine being difficult are the reinforced iron plates and the rotors. The modular frames are going to take some of these reinforced iron plates. As you can tell down here, I'll need an additional 114. But that should be okay. Since I need an additional 114, that means I'll need a total of 364 reinforced plates. In other words, like 3 to 4 stacks of them, because I think they stack into 100s. So, I mean, it's best for me to just get started on that. I'm thinking the best thing for me to do is just let it sit AFK until I get those, because everything else is quite easy to get, if I'm being honest. Basic steel production's third on the list, and once I get that, I'll start working on the next ones, but I do already have 185 out of the 300 I need. And rotors, I already have 110, which isn't too difficult. Between AFK sessions, I guess I'll just go between this and make sure these aren't overfilled like that. Because where I see overfilled, I also see free tickets. Like so. Oh wow, 6. It actually took me so long to figure things out, I got 6 whole tickets. But yeah, it's gonna be a pretty long session for me. You guys will see it right about now. But for me, I'll see you guys when I get back from all the AFK sessions. I want to get all of them so I can just kind of rush through it. Or maybe I'll update you guys, I'm not sure yet. Because there is the time between the hubs, so yeah, I'll do a clip of each one. I think I should be able to do the first one now. Uh-oh. I mean, that's fine, I guess. Maybe I should put one of the landing bounce pads at the bottom of that, just in case. Maybe jump pads are good for that. But we're gonna select coal power, and I guess we'll finish that now. I definitely forgot to bring wires. Cables, my bad. And I'll have to update the to-do list, but I'll do that later. I just wanted to know how much of everything I would need. Cables are over here, and it's practically full. Definitely don't want that. So what if I do, what if I take these, do that, and maybe put like 2 stacks of those in there. Then I'll head back down where I cannot fall because it's dangerous. Maybe I consider this to go here. But I do need some, what do you call it? Biomass. But this goes in here, and we have coal power.
Milestone reached. Power production can now be fully automated by burning coal, which has been added to the resource scanner. Water is also necessary to run the coal-powered generator and will require a network of pipelines to be transported from a water source. To assist with locating and identifying water, Fixit has compiled this guide. Water is a somewhat reflective liquid and it may have thick vegetation growing nearby. To test if something is water, try touching it. If it is not solid and does not corrode your suit, it is probably water.
Okay. So then once that comes back down, I'll see if I can't get that stuff ready. But, the other thing I wanted to mention, which I completely forgot, is the tickets over here. I'll probably save until I get through all those tiers and then buy things. I feel like I'm forgetting something, but I don't think I am, so I'm just gonna collect these things and well, we're gonna move on. Oh, that's what it is. I looked at that and it reminded me. Usually I go for coal power as soon as I can. I don't think I want to this time, although I'm definitely gonna have to consider getting more fuel quickly, because I'm burning the rest of it, so yeah, I'll get some fuel between as well. That's the one thing I forgot to mention. Fuel and letting this run AFK. I'll see everyone in the next clip where I'll hopefully have enough to get vehicular transport, and the pod should definitely be returned by then. Alright, and the next one is done. I made a little more than those than I meant to, but I still need more, so it's fine. I now have vehicular transportation.
Milestone reached. Tractors permit pioneers to move around the world in a manner similar to using legs, except with wheels and the rampant consumption of natural resources. They can also be automated to self-drive and deliver resources between truck stations, which in turn facilitate automation of loading, unloading, and refueling.
And as you can see by me passing by there, I did refuel a bit. Had to make sure my systems wouldn't shut down, so now it's loading pretty consistently. And I guess the next thing I should focus on, if I could run back down here real quick. Is basic steel production, which, as you can imagine, will take another couple of minutes just because I need 150 rotors, and I'll probably manually craft those between scenes here. And I'll see you when I finish that, which should be just about now. Okay, once again, I'm back. My mic was muted, my bad. And I don't have all the stuff just yet. I just wanted to show you guys. It took maybe 2.5 hours, and I have 4 entire stacks of 100 of these reinforced plating. I have a solid 398 of these now, which is kind of insane. Now, of course, I need to craft the rest of those copper frames, and I'll be back when I get that done and get the copper wiring done. Of course, before I do that, this is emptied out all the way, and I got another 5 tickets. I do need to find stuff to put in there, but I'll figure that out later. Because right now I do need a lot of these reinforced plating. If I need another 25 of these, that's going to be 75 plating, so most of that's going to be gone. But I'll be back when all that's crafted up. Okay, so apparently it didn't start recording, but I did the basic steel production milestone. And in the process, like after that, I also went up here and looked into the storage crates to kind of show that they were getting filled up. If I just head up here real quick. I also threw more wire in here, except it's already been completely used up. Yeah, I went into here, showed that that's full, that's full, that's full, but this I took the 1500 out for the next milestone. And then over here, these are almost full. The the rods were full, but it didn't record, I guess. I must have been holding shift when I pressed my record hotkey. I gotta pay a bit of attention to that, because that does break it, I guess. But now, I'll be back when the pod returns. Oh wait, I gotta look at those dismantle crates too. But I don't need to do that on video, so I'll be back when the pod returns. We got 20 seconds before the pod shows up again, and I just wanted to catch it entering the atmosphere. Usually it makes a loud noise when it enters the atmosphere. I guess this time it didn't, but we saw it go down. So let's just go down the ladder. I definitely should put a bounce pad down here. And now that that goes back, I'm gonna put this into here, this into here, and this into here. We now have enhanced weaponry. So
Milestone
now...
reached. The Xeno Basher is a direct upgrade from the Xeno Zapper. In the words of the engineer that first developed this tool, quote, "The Zapper kind of electrocutes things, the Basher straight up smacks stuff, while also electrocuting them," unquote. It is beneficial during encounters with aggressive fauna and has been tested thoroughly. The engineer's noble sacrifice for Xeno research will not be forgotten, whoever they were.
Okay, so it looks like I need 5 of these, 2 of these, and 500 of those, which is actually 600 of those. So let me go get those real quick. And I should be able to craft it up here. And then plan what I'm gonna do next, because what's the point of rushing tier 3 if you're not gonna get steel production, right? So get these real quick. I'll just take a full 100. I think I'll build another equipment workshop up here. I'll just throw it over here for the time being. And then I'll make 2 of these, which uses some of the reinforced plating. And then I'll use... oh, right. I need to make 5 of those, or 4 more of those. This will only take a second. Alright. And now... oh. It's 500 wire. That's right, it was 600. Alright, we'll take that. And now we can make that. And then I can do that. I didn't even realize I had a 3rd inventory slot. That's cool. Alright, I think now... I'm not gonna lie, I'll just chuck this in here. And what does that do? Wow. That gave me 1400. I could probably see about getting a lot of those. Because they're kind of cheap to make. I'm not... oh, never mind. No, they're not. Okay. Well then, let me figure out what I want to do next. I'm not sure if I want to do a tractor or if I want to do... nice. Steel. It's gonna be one of the two. And of course, I'll check out what the next milestone is too.
Fixit sees what you did there. How creative. I have also been creative. There is something extra special for you in the awesome shop. It is a marvel of technology. It is truly the shape of the future. I will be sad if you do not use it and love it, and tell any friends you make in the future all about it.
Nice. Okay. The list is gone, and I've decided temporary coal. Not coal, I've decided temporary steel.
Tractors can use any type of fuel and have a self-driving feature, much like Pioneers, only more reliable. While driving, you can record a path to automate vehicle resource transportation. Unlike early self-driving vehicles, tractors will not spy on you. Your employee data is already fully subject to other means of surveillance.
Okay. I forgot they need fuel, so what I'm gonna do first is I'm actually gonna walk over to the coal. And it's not too far away. I'm struggling to see how the tractor will get through here. I think over here should be okay, as long as I remove that. Oh, and that's probably full of concrete too. This is a copper vein right here, which I might use in the future. It's pure, so that's cool. I'm gonna have to take care of the guys up here. I'm pretty sure there's 2 coal veins over here. It might have been 3. That's right, it was 3. Because I know I definitely also use this to refuel my, thing. Except, it's not being protected at all, which is strange to me. Cool, I guess. So the first thing I want to do is I kind of want to get a truck station about here. I'll say we'll push it right there.
Fix-It reminds you to drive vehicles accurately through a truck station's dock area while recording a path. This ensures it will connect properly once everything is automated. The truck station can be set to load or unload, and can also refuel vehicles. Unlike some pioneers, truck stations care about saving humanity.
Neat. Whatever the case, I'm gonna need 4 of these. And I don't need this anymore. I think the coal vein up here will go to the fueling the truck. And of course, I'll throw a container down there just before the fuel port. Where I'll take... Actually, I don't think I need an MK3 belt there. That would be pointless. Okay, what's going on here? First, I guess I could do that. There we go. And then, you're only mining 120 per second. So I'm not worried about, or not 120, only 60 per second. So I'm definitely not worried about using faster belts. Also, I definitely need to get this here. It looks like that's gonna be too long. That's fine. And then we'll throw that into there. Whoops. Of course, I need to power it. And I'm gonna get power from here. I actually forgot about powering it, which is the sad thing. Uh-oh. That's maxed out. Well, then we're gonna take this and put this here-ish. And then we're gonna run this all the way down here. Where I'll A, need to power the truck stop, and B, expand it past the truck stop so that I can get it to the mine. And I probably should put it here so that I could power multiple mines as well. Okay, so that's started up now. And that essentially gives me fuel. So now I'll take a tractor. And if I'm being honest, I'll probably just set it right about here. Cool. And now the coal should start to go in there and then automatically fill it up. Now I just need 2 more mines. One here. And one here. Then see if I can't get a merger. Before I get a merger, maybe I'll throw these in here. Maybe that would level it out. And I'm guessing the reason that won't work is because that's a little bit tilted. Yeah. So I have coal that'll go here and here. And then just over there, I have a vein of iron. Which I'm pretty sure is pure. And of course it is being protected. Let me check real quick. Yeah, it's pure. Neat. Oh, they're there. So now I take the miner here and throw it there. Where I actually need a Mark II belt. Which is going to take an absolute ton of reinforced plating. But that's fine. What if I actually want it through here? There we go. Now I'll need a foundry. I do need 10 more of the... Oh, wait. No, I definitely used them all. See if I can't just, like, sneak this right under the belt. I can. I can make 70 modular frames. Unfortunately, it is going to take even more of those. I might actually have to go back and get more reinforced casing. They're reinforced, iron plates. Okay. Now I need a foundry. Which will kind of go right up about next to that. That'll work. Now here's the thing. When I go steel ingot, it's using 45 per minute. I'll definitely need more rotors. I'm getting 120 coal and 120 iron ore per minute. And it's using 45 per minute. So I should be able to divide this into 3 and then underclock them down to 40%. Same thing I did before. But I need a few more rotors and a few more framed... Not framed, yeah. Modular frames. So I guess I'll be back when I have all that so I can kind of skip through gathering resources. Okay, so there was 40 or so reinforced plating. And what is that? That is trying to line up with that. Neat. And there was also maybe 28 or so more of the casing I wanted. I think what I'm gonna do is I'll throw this right here, and then that right there. Oh, and maybe I should get one more on top of that. If I were to... Right. If I were to be making 40 per minute, that means these all need to go into one belt, and that should potentially be a Mark II belt. So let's get a merger real quick. That'll go there. The good side is that I can just use Mark I belts for this. The bad side is that this might not actually go into there because the belt being too steep. So maybe what I do is I get something like this. Would this be too steep? No. And then maybe I'll go something like this. Which other side? I guess wouldn't work out. Let's try something like this. No. Let's go further back with it then. Okay. And then we'll go up like so. And then... yeah. Perfect. Wait. Is that an MK2 belt? Okay, they are all Mark II. Nice. These are all gonna take some power, so that's gonna get quite iffy to manage, I want to say. I'm gonna take you and put you there. And then I guess I'll connect all you guys up. Oh. There we go. Now... whoops. I need a few more of you guys heading here. And I probably could get a splitter here. Oh, whoops. There we go. And then 120 split into 4 is a good easy okay, this will go here, 30. And this will go here. Now I just need to get you over here. Where I'll take another splitter. Go into here. And then I can take these. One here. One here. And if I do that, that goes into the ground. One here. It's clipping, but it is a temporary farm, so it's fine. And of course, I also need power down to the iron farm. And this should be 160 a minute. Or 120 a minute, sorry. Does cross through the ground a little bit, but that's fine. I'm not worried about that right now. And then this is getting filled up. Once the iron ore shows up, what should happen is that all of the coal will go in, or all the iron would go into these foundries, and then it turns into coal. And then the coal and iron mix into steel. And then that steel gets merged into this belt, which goes up there, in there, and I forgot something. And the reason is so I can store more steel. Now here's the thing. I should be able to craft things with this steel using a constructor. What if I wanted to automatically craft things? I'm getting 120 per minute. That's 60 per minute. And that's 30 per minute. So I could split it again. Yeah, what if I do that? Hang on. Let's break these. And then I guess I'll get 2 of them for this here, so it goes over top of that belt. I definitely need to use a... Okay. Now let's say 2 constructors. So I don't know if I'll need steel bar for anything later, so it might just be good to save it. This one would be for steel beam, which takes in 60 per minute, and this one would be for steel pipe, which takes in 30 per minute. Before I do that, I actually do need to split it. This would split it 3 ways, which is 40, 40. Okay, that's kind of problematic. So I'll do that, and then I'll split it again 2 ways. So this takes 120. Hang on. How much do all 3 of these make? 45 per minute, or 40 per minute, because that's the cap on these. So it's taking 120 per minute, and then it's splitting it into 60 per minute. Which means I can use these. And then this should be split further. So first... Oh wait, one of them doesn't need to get split further. Let's get a constructor. And let's get another constructor. Could I line it up with both? Yeah, that's fine. Okay, this will be the 60 per minute, which is the steel piping. And this will be the, or steel beams. This will be the steel pipe, which is 30 per minute. And then I have a container, which will be whatever's left over. And then I'm gonna have to route this back to that, aren't I? No, that'll be a fueling system only, I guess. That's how I'll do that. Now I take a power pole. Maybe I move it over here. And then I connect these up. And then I'll start chucking some of these in here. So now we have steel bars, we have steel pipes, and we have steel beams, as well as a tractor. But I don't think I want to set it to the truck stop just yet, since it's not something that's permanent. It's a temporary thing. So I'll manually load it up whenever I need to. So now the next thing we're going to do is check out the next tier upgrades. And see how easy they are to get. Although I probably won't get them in this one. We have Fix-It Blueprints, which is 200 of those, 100 of these. That's terrible. And then we can go with Logistics Mark III, which takes a lot more AFKing. But I think I'll call it for this one, and that'll be the next part, because I'm pretty sure this has already gotten too long. And then the next part I'll focus on Tier 4, and hopefully get those iron mines upgraded. I'll see everyone there.